What's up, fight fans? We are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am always your host, Edwin. Where do all fights start?
Round one.
Let's get it. So, fight fans, thank you for tuning in here at another edition here at Round One Sports TV. Back at it with another one.
Another one.
You know it. Yo, we got some interesting rumored fights, and some of the biggest fights and some of the biggest fighters to talk about. With a lot of these fighters not coming to fruition, and some fights we have to wait to materialize. Let's talk about a potential matchup that is a monster matchup in all of boxing. I think it's going to be one of the biggest fights of 2027 when it does, if it does kick off. Jesse Bam Rodriguez. That's right. The Mexican young gunner versus the one and only Japan's finest, Naoya the Monster Inoue. Now, I think that fight right there is the fight to make. So we're going to talk about this matchup, potential style matchups between the two fighters, the records of the two fighters, and what a potential matchup between these two fighters can potentially give to the boxing world. What do you think about a showdown like this? And who do you think will come out on top? And why? All that and more. Let's talk about it. So lock in, tune in, hit that like button for me, comment in the chat, and like always, let's hop right into this episode. Let's go. Bull Rider in the building. What's up, my brother? Salute. Hey, look, guys, I gotta admit, man, when I hear the names being thrown around in boxing for potential matchups and the excitement a potential fight can build, this fight right here, my friends, is that kind of fight. It's the kind of fight that I'm gonna go invite people over to the house. We're going to have a little cookout or something. This is a mega showdown right here. And it could be, nothing better than two top countries. Mexico. Mexico boxing. One of the top Latin boxings, if not the top Latin boxing. And then you got Japan, which has been on a historical run. In the last 6, 7, roughly 8 years, Japan has been on a tear, collecting belts, and I believe they have the top fighter in all of boxing right now. Japan, they have Naoya Inoue, and I believe he is the number one pound for pound for a reason. So Mexico is stepping up to the plate, I guess. This is a rumored fight, but it's been a rumored fight for a very long time. And the boxing world and these two fighters know that the fans really want this fight right here. Mexico stepping up to the plate once again against their rival, Japan. It hasn't been good for Mexico of late. Japan has gotten more victories, but it's not about as many victories. It's about that one victory now, isn't it? You can lose a couple battles in between here and there, but you could ultimately win the war. If Bam Bam Rodriguez comes out and was able to dethrone the monster, that would be one of the biggest wins Mexico would have over Japan. Now, wouldn't it? There would be so much on the line. All 4 belts are on the line, would be on the line, and the Ring Magazine belt as well. So all the chips would be on the table. Now, when we talk about both these fighters, right, you talk about a fighter like Bam Rodriguez. He has 24 fights and 17 knockouts, and he's never lost. His nickname is Bam Bam. He packs a punch. Bam Bam Rodriguez. He's 5'4", right? He has a 70% knockout ratio, and he's 26 years old. 26 years old. He's really young still, and he has accomplished a lot. Currently, right now, he is the 118-pound WBC world champion. As of right now, I believe the super flyweight champion. Um, and throughout, you know, Jesse Ben Rodriguez's career, he has a lot of good wins. You know, he beat Kafu, Estrada, Sonny Edwards, just to name a few. And he has fought his way up through multiple divisions, you know. And I think that he if anyone can come up and potentially beat Naoya Inoue, it could be Bam Bam Rodriguez. As far as the monster himself, right? Look, he's the pound for pound fighter in the world for a reason. He currently has all four belts in two separate weight divisions, and he will be going on his eighth title defense for all four belts consecutively in a row. This man really needs no introduction. He is known as the Monster, Japan's finest. He is sporting a record of 33 fights with 27 big ways by knockout. He is 33 years old and he's 5'5". He has a 67-inch arm reach. Now, if you're not familiar with Naoya the Monster Inoue, Naoya Inoue, if you're not familiar with Naoya Inoue, Naoya Inoue is currently going on, I believe it is his 28th consecutive world title fight in a row. This mic's working, right? Yeah. You know what consecutive means, right? One after another. 28 world title fights in a row throughout four weight divisions. How'd you do that? Meaning, every time he moved up, he just fought the champion in the next division, beat him, and took his belt. He's one of the fat champions. Vasily Lomachenko got his first title in four fights. He got it in six. I think he's the fastest to three divisions, Naoya Inoue, in boxing history. I believe he's the fastest man to achieve three. He holds a lot of accolades and a lot of records. Like right now, he's currently another record that he has right now is defending all four belts, a record breaking 7 times. Going into the Bam fight, it would be 8 times, right? Okay. So he's got a lot of records, Naoya, in a way, but that's not what makes him the best. What makes him the best is his skills, what he does inside the ring. And let's talk about that for a second. A lot of boxing enthusiasts, as I sit here and I'm even talking myself, breaking down Naoya Inoue's record, and I can't help but think their styles and everything they say that Bam Bam Rodriguez does well and really strong. My co-host Frontline always alludes to the fact that Bam Bam Rodriguez, in fact, has better footwork than Naoya Inoue. And today I woke up with a different perspective. After watching Bam Bam Rodriguez for a couple hours and the Monster for a couple, I was just watching and paying attention to Bam Bam Rodriguez's footwork, seeing what actually makes him so special. He slides over here, slides over there, cuts, angles, and he knows when to stop. When to stop. He understands things about movement. That if he pushes you this way, he can get you to do a natural body response. Naturally, instinctively, you would go back and you would do this or you would do that. He knows this. He tries to put you in those situations and then cut you sharp. He hits you where you're taught that you're safe. Bam Bam Rodriguez. So when I saw him cutting angles against, Estrada and things like that, and And I was watching him against, especially like Sonny Edwards, the way he walked him down, the way he stood in front of him, and what he did, what he was doing, right? Then I walked away thinking, in fact, when I was watching Naoya Inoue's footwork, right, it's not as flashy as Bam Bam Rodriguez's. He doesn't do all that cutting thing. But the thing that he does well, he cuts that off. For the most part, any fighter that has tried to sidestep in a way, he cuts them off by smart feet. Naoya Inoue has smart feet. His positioning, where he puts his feet, it's not as flashy as Bam's, so Bam's looks better because Bam got active feet and smooth, right? But Naoya Inoue is smart. Bam is not going to be able to do. I'm starting to notice Bam might not be able to step around Naoya Inoue like that or cut the angles with small movement. You're not going to understand it. He's going to outbeat Bam in positioning. And then Bam's not going to be able to step over that threshold because he knows he's going to be in range to getting hit. He's not going to be able to do it. He's not going to be able to use that footwork and be successful. See, what made him successful against these kind of guys, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to combat that, his footwork. The Japanese, Naoya, he knows. He has very, very, very smart feet. And then his position, his feet put him in the right position to throw the next punch. And I hear all these guys talking about his positioning, but how do you think he got there? His footwork. They always talk about Naoya Inoue. He's always in the next position to throw the next punch. His balance is really good. He's never off balance. His form and his technique. They always talk about that because he does such basic stuff with his feet that it doesn't do anything flashy. So you're like, his footwork. But I think they're underrating him because in order to get to the position to throw your next punch, your footwork had to get you there. His footwork is in and out. He's got that bounce. When he fought Kubo Fulton and he went in the Philly shell against Kubo and beat the shit out of him in his own style, you knew that he can move. He tracked Paul Butler down in that fight, Naoya Inoue. He cornered Paul Butler. Man, if there was somewhere in that ring where that man can hide, he would have went there. He'd have went in there in a tent. Naoya Inoue would have pulled up, knocked on the tent. Paul Butler would have opened. No Paul Butler here. Yo. Yo, listen. So I think what I once thought would be a strength for Bam Bam Rodriguez, I actually don't view it like that today. I think he's not going to be able to bewildered Naoya Inoue like he does and dance circles around these other guys. They didn't know how to move with Bam. Naoya Inoue, let Bam come in there and be that close to him and try to sidestep Naoya. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll tell you what's going to happen. There's going to be 3 hits in the fight. 3 hits in the fight when Bam tries to step to the left of Naoya Inoue. There's going to be 3 hits of the fight. Naoya hitting Bam, Bam hitting the canvas, and the ambulance hitting 90. That's it. He going to lay him out right there, bro. Bam can't afford to do that. He will never, ever do a rookie mistake like that against a highly skilled fighter like Naoya Inoue. Because as soon as the bell rings, these are 2 of the most intelligent fighters of our era. They're gonna go. You think that Bam Rodriguez is gonna play around with Naoya Inoue and quickly go on the inside and try to cut that angle? Are you guys crazy? He would never do that. He's gonna test the intelligence and his footwork. Bam's gonna go out there. He's gonna press him. He's gonna throw the jab first, and they're gonna see. They're gonna try to like show each other a little bit of speed, not too much. You don't want to show him everything, right? Just in case. But if he comes out strong, then you know the tempo, the feeling out process. That's where you learn and you see how smart the guy is in front of you. Sometimes you do a little, a little some. See some shit you was, getting out in the gym real quick, a little something. If you can't even touch him, then you're like, oh shit, wait a minute. Let me take away some power. Let me see if I can just touch him. So he's gonna start doing that. As soon as he moves, Naoya Inoue is gonna move like that. Then he's gonna go at him again with like this, and Naoya's gonna bam, and he's gonna hit him on the top of the forehead. Bam's gonna sit back like that and say shit. Then Bam's gonna go downstairs to the body. Naoya Inoue's gonna try to go. Bam's gonna come over the top. Naoya's gonna slip under it. Bam, hit him again, and then Bam's gonna hit him. Bam with that check hook. Naoya's gonna go okay, and he's gonna look at Bam like that. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that, and they're gonna realize both of them are smart, just like Junto and Naoya Inoue. It's gonna be somewhat a similar fight, but not so similar. You see, here's my theory on this fight with Naoya Inoue and Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez doesn't have the attributes Junto had, that length. And Junto he has exceptional timing. He knows when to throw a punch. And he can move, and he's real tall, and his chin is up there. Bam Rodriguez is actually an inch shorter than Naoya Inoue. He has no attributes, no reach advantage, nothing. If you take that away from the fight, he's going to go straight to Bam Rodriguez. Naoya Inoue. Just like he walked down Stephen Kubo Fulton, Nonito Donati, Emmanuel Rodriguez, you name it. MJ, Marlon Tapales, just like he walked down all those dudes and Naoya stepped to them, he's going to step to Bam Rodriguez the exact same way. It's going to be up to Bam Rodriguez to be able to move and counter with Naoya Inoue, that counter puncher, that guy. Naoya Inoue has a lot more power than Bam. He punches way harder than Bam Rodriguez. I think like 2 levels up than Bam Rodriguez. I seen Bam Rodriguez put dudes down, but not like Naoya Inoue put dudes down. Nah, not like that. Nah, bro. That shit was brutal what he did in the World Series to what's his name? The Dominican fighter there? Fucking yo, he hit him. Boom. Yo, he stiffed him like that, bro. There's a shot. Yo, when he hit Luis Pantera Nari up against the rope, boom, with that shot, it went boom. Yo, his neck snapped back like that. Yo, the Maloney knockout by itself. I never seen Bam Rodriguez knock out a dude like that. I seen him play with his food. Bam Rodriguez, like he'll call his round. I'm gonna knock him out in the 10th. Play with him. 10th round came. Boom! Out cold. I told you like that. He'll do it like that. And then like Bam, I did like he's slick. He slides, boom, and dropped him. But Naoya Inoue's just as slick. I'll put that knockout right there, what he did to Estrada like that. I put that knockout against the Maloney knockout for Naoya Inoue. Then I also put that Nonito Donaire knockdown in the first round, Nonito 2. I put that knockdown. And then the knockdown with homeboy, the Dominican dude in the World Series of boxing there, Picasso. Oh, not his name's not Picasso. It's familiar. I don't know why it's eluding me right now, but you know what I'm talking about. He knocked him out in like 70 seconds. My man shift one way wrong. He went like this. Boom, out cold, like stretched him. Um, Naoya got some brutal knockouts, bro. His entire career has just been a highlight reel of just knockouts. I mean, the Stephen Kubo Fulton knockout, I'm just keeping that on the back burner. And you seen how brutal that was. He could have put that man outside the ring if he wanted to. He hit that man, he got up like this, they chased him down, went boom, stay down, dog. Yo, and I haven't even brought that one up. You know, like, his knockouts was like, nah, Bam ain't knocking dudes out like that. No. No, and everything that Bam did and every way he knocked somebody out, I got a knockout for you from Naoya to the top that. And it'll be a better quality of opponent. Like Naoya Inoue was knocking champions out like this. Yo, he put McDonald down in the first round. World champion. He was 5'10". 5'10". He was like this to Naoya Inoue. For 4 years, he dominated in that division, undefeated in, because of course his 4-year run. He was defeated before that, but during, he had the belt for 4 years. Oh, and by the way, he never got knocked out in his entire career. No one's ever knocked him out. Naoya Inoue came in that fight in 1 round, knocked him out. I think he dropped him 2 or 3 times in the first round. Like, nah, bro. Inoue got more power than Bam. And then Bam's footwork, I think we're getting lost in flashiness. I think we might be getting lost in flashing. Like, ooh, look at Bam's, because he's nice with it. He's you know what I'm saying? He up there doing the motherfucking best of fucking Mexico, reggaeton type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like moving on him, I think that we're getting lost in his flashiness rather than what's important with your footwork, positioning. He's not always in the right position to throw the next punch. Bam. And as you can see, when he fought against Vargas there, a bit clumsy with the footwork. Had it not been for Vargas being so fucking flat-footed, in a sense, he slowed down. He stood right in front of him. So it made me question it. The footwork I once thought, that flashy cutting, I said, wait a minute. You're not going to be able to do that to Naoya Inoue, bro. Are you okay? Like, Nonito Donati tried like hell. And he has very, very, very good fundamental, way past average footwork. He couldn't get around Naoya Inoue. Marlon Tapales tried like hell. He was circling. He was trying everything. MJ is a very smart fighter. Strong little fighter. Junto couldn't get around him. Junto couldn't step around Naoya and make him. Naoya was bringing it to him. And Junto was on alert. That's the problem. That at the time you're trying to think about cutting or getting an angle, there's going to be too much offense coming your way that you're going to have to be paying attention to offense, and then he's going to eliminate your footwork. You're going to have to abort this fucking slick, moving your feet shit, because there's going to be this offense that's going to come your way that he's going to have to pay attention to, because that shit's going to be heavy. And I don't believe it now. I don't believe it. It's even worse for Bam now. Fuck, yesterday or the day before, I had him like, I got Naoya Inoue in the fight. You guys know that, of course. And I think he's going to beat him regardless. But I'm giving Bam the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving him everything. Bam is nice. He's fucking nice. He's just not going to look that against Naoya. Now, if you take away Bam Bam Rodriguez's footwork, and just because I don't think that's the way in, does it mean that Bam loses the fight? Hell no. Hell no. Let's talk about the offense. Let's talk about the hands, right? Bam can punch with Naoya Inoue. He can hang with him. He can hang with him in anything Naoya Inoue wants to do. If he wants to get sharp on the inside, Bam's a good inside fighter. A great one. If he wants to play this mid-game shit, Bam can slip punches with the best of them. Bam is equally, I wouldn't say he is as fast as Naoya. No, I'm not going that far. But he's boxing fast. Bam Bam Rodriguez knows how to throw combinations, knows how to set up punches. He knows how to time you. He's a smart fighter. For as young as he is, he's way ahead of the curve from a man his age. Bam Rodriguez, yes. But just like Naoya is, he's the same thing. They're truly in a 1% category of fighters amongst fighters. You know, like the gods don't give fighters everything. You're not blessed with everything. You're not blessed with cardio, power, skills, ring IQ. The gods might give you one of those two things. You could be a talented fighter. Teofimo Lopez, he's a talented fighter. He's not God gifted and he's not well trained, but he's talented. You understand? Camille Moten is God gifted. That's God gifted talent. Camille Moten. He doesn't just have talent. That's God given talent. You see? You know, and there's just levels to boxing. And he's definitely was definitely ahead of his curve. Ahead of the time for a fighter his age. What he was doing. He understood things about fighting. You didn't have to tell him. Instinctively, he knows where he has to be, and those are the gifts by the gods. You know, you would have to train me for years to understand this. 4 or 5 years to get the right distance and be in the right position, like when I move, and you know, that takes years and years of practice, man. Fucking Bam's probably the type of dude was doing it on week 1. Week 1, he already knew, nope. And you're like, what the fuck? And you knew you had something special. When you saw him as a kid, I can only imagine. When the coaches like looked at him when he was a kid, oh, how? Yeah, we're going to keep this one. No, you can't afford the boxing tuition? Don't worry, on the house. You know what? We'll work that out some other time, right? But this kid, he's staying here. Yeah, no. You can't afford boxing gloves? I got a brand new pair right here. Just happen to be sitting here. Those are the kids that the coach talks up for. Like you could see it real fast. You know what I mean? And especially the ones that got like a lot of skill, then you like watch them with the rest of the young men and see if one of them push them or shove them, and you'll notice like back up. He's got heart too. He's got heart and skill. Hey son, come here. Who's your mom? Hey, listen, you tell her that I said you're a member here. You know what I mean? Like, it's a joy to work with those. You know, it's real rare. You never know when those types of talent, and it's unfortunate. They don't all stick around the gym. I've seen many talented kids. The streets takes their fair share. Life takes their fair share. And work and school takes their fair share of kids. They can't come and train. And the ones that stick it out and remain, you know, getting punched in the face is not for everybody. It really not. You can have all the desire in the world and all the anger in the world, but one punch to the face will put you and set you right in reality. You'll be like, pow, oh shit, hold up. You'll start thinking right in that moment, maybe I should have became a plumber. electrician doesn't sound bad. You know what I'm saying? You know, you want to get out the headgear right there. You no longer want to be there. You have to be a little up here to be a boxer. I think all of them are a little tapped, because it's not something you sign up for every day. I was tough. I was aggressive. I wanted to fight, but those punches in the face sometimes, that shit got old real fast. Like I didn't want to get punched in the face too many more times, bro. Hell no. And I wasn't as focused. I didn't understand life then. I thought I did. All 17 years old of me, 16 years old when I won the Golden Glove. So like all 17-year-old me went to the streets with that one cutout picture in a paper, and I was a superstar. That shit got to my head, and I didn't go back and box again. I don't know, but I didn't like getting punched in the face, neither. So I'm not gonna say that boxing wasn't for me because I enjoy a good fight. Um, it was just the streets. Just be honest. Be honest. I chose wrong. That's all. I had everything to use to box. Yeah, I didn't like the punches, but that didn't discourage me. That never out. Okay, I didn't like them, but I'm gonna go give you a couple. See if you like this. Hold that. You know, it was just me. Yeah, I don't want to blame boxing. I could have did it. I had all the skills in the world, bro. You know, I'm the definition of wasted talent. Yeah. I didn't have anything special, no great special effects, but I know I could have did it. Yes. Yeah. Where I would have took it, I have no idea. I would like to believe I would have been a 5 division world champion. You know what I'm saying? In all 5 divisions, of course I would have had all 4 belts. Hey, this is my story. Let me tell it. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. You know?
Another one.
Hey, yo, hit that like button for me. Hey, listen, if you're gonna lie, I'm gonna embellish on the other end. You know what I'm saying? At least I'm gonna talk it up. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna wishful and dream, sit here and dream, well, then I'm gonna dream big. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that. What the hell is that sound? Did you guys hear that? Is something playing in the background somewhere? I don't know. I thought I heard something. All right. So anyway, so when you think about this matchup between the two gentlemen, right? I have to, be honest. So far, Naoya Inoue, he took to X, and he tweeted out that he's gonna stay in the division and he's gonna wait for the best Mexican fighter to come around the corner. So I think that talks are already been in place. I think Robert Garcia and Bam Bam Rodriguez, they're gonna step up to the plate. I think Bam Bam Rodriguez is not focused. His whole career is not focused on an O, being undefeated, like the Mayweather thing. He takes a lot of pride in 50-0, but lo and behold, you're not the first man in history to ever retire undefeated, Mayweather, and you're not going to be the last. Retiring undefeated, that's just for you. That's why you have bragging rights. Hey, I retired undefeated. But retiring undefeated is not an accolade. It's not an award. You know what I'm saying? It's just your boxing record. What counts are the divisions and the world championships you win while active as a boxer. What did you do? Did you get Fighter of the Year, Knockout of the Year awards? Were you honored? Did you climb multiple division, defend your belts? Did you go on a run? Did you wipe out the division? Now that shit we talk about. Undefeated, yeah, it's the cherry on top, you can say, but it's not really the kind of award that, oh my God, you're on that makes you the greatest. No, well, there's been a lot of people that retired undefeated. A lot. Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford, just to name a couple right now. So that's not nothing, but The opportunity to share the ring with Naoya Inoue for Bam Bam Rodriguez, win, lose, or draw, he officially goes down in the record books to have had competed for all four belts. It's an honor. And to be able to share the ring and have his name on your resume, when they look back, hey, Bam Bam Rodriguez, who did you fight? I fought Naoya Inoue, the best pound for pound fighter in the era. Yeah, that's him. Same shit Stephen Kubo Fulton can say. Same shit Nonito Donati and any man that ever shared the ring with him. The more he climbs, the more awards, the more belts he continues to win, the more that name holds weight on their resume. Although it's a loss, I fought this guy. I actually shared. So when you say fighting the best fighters in the world, I fought the best fighter in the world. In all weight divisions, he was revered as the best, stylistic, more accomplished fighter in the world. He was number one, pound for pound. Yeah, I fought him. I lost against him. Of course, he's the fucking best. But I got him on my resume. Who do you got on your resume? Who do you got? Unless you got Floyd. So Canelo's good. The rest of you, who do you got? Some of you might say Terrence Crawford. I'll give you that. Right? But Gervonta Davis ain't got no Naoya Inoue on his record. Devin ain't got no Naoya Inoue on his record. Keyshawn and the rest, none of them. They don't got no fighter more accomplished and is the pound for pound number one. They don't got that name on their records. It is a privilege to share the ring with such an accomplished fighter. He did that for himself. He's the one that went in there and fought all these fights and made the name for himself. The monster. And on that night, he shares the ring with you and gives you an opportunity. He tells you, you think you want what I got? Come take it away. And any man that gets the opportunity to share the ring with a fighter like that, that can change your life. In an instant, you broke all Naoya Inoue's records right there. Not broke them in the sense that you passed them, meaning I should use a proper word. You stopped some of Naoya Inoue's records right there on the moment and the spot. If you beat him, bam, because his title run stops. He no longer has all four belts, so defend that record, defending the belts, the most consecutive, that breaks right there too. So that stops the record of the most consecutive world titles in fights in a row, successfully winning. That stops right there. By the way, you took away his undefeated streak. That stops right there, and you become the four belt champion. With one fight, Buster Douglas went to the Hall of Fame against Mike Tyson. Who the hell was Buster Douglas before Mike Tyson? Who the hell was he after? You beat and okay, then you take probably the biggest bag you ever had. Then you know he's going to want to rematch you, right? You're going to have to beat him 2 times. So whatever you did the first time, you're going to have to repeat it, because I can guarantee you he's going to be the number one contender to your belt. All four, he's not going to move. He probably wiped out everybody behind him. He like just like Saul, he just stood the number one. You know, he went down and won some category. I think it was the IBF brought him down a little. But you know, the WBC up number one. Yeah, he's the number one. So Naoya, you know, you're gonna have to fight him the second time. But you stop all that shit right there. Like he offers so much. Naoya, and all you gotta do is beat him. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. Then I think with why we were talking about the top part of both fighters. If Bam Rodriguez, he can fight with Naoya Inoue, yes. At what price? At what cost? He can box with Naoya Inoue, and Naoya Inoue is going to pressure him. The one thing I don't like about Bam Rodriguez is that when he gets punched, he goes in the high guard like this. And Naoya Inoue has made a career of punishing guys in the high guard like that. He punishes those dudes. He traps them up top, works their body, and by the time they flinch, they're getting hit up top, snapped in the front. You've already swung and missed. He's standing right here, popping you again. You're a little disorientated because these punches are coming in fast and hot and heavy. He knows how to throw a good form punch with good torque, and he knows how to punch with his thumb down and his knuckles leading the way. Naoya Inoue, his technique is impeccable. He's gonna have him all fucked up in a little while. Yeah, Jesse Bam Rodriguez is gonna get a couple shots in. Yes, he is. Yes, he's gonna hit Naoya in a couple of exchanges but Naoya Inoue understands that he's gonna get hit, and he's willing to take that shot to deliver his shots. That's the price you pay in boxing. You can't always be flawless. The American fighter likes to hit without being hit. They want to be so pretty, so pretty. They're not willing to go in and take a lot of risk because they know within these risks they're taught, if you're here, you can hit him, but most likely he's going to hit you back. So if you're in the fire and you're doing this, and Naoya Inoue's in there and they're like, oh, he got hit over the top. He anticipated that. He knew that. He knows he has to take one and give 2 or 3. And he'll trade with you like that. And then you're going to soon find out that was a bad idea to trade with him. No bueno. No bueno. Abort mission. Abort mission. You know what I'm saying? Listen, yo, I hear the same sad story from all the fighters that ever fought Naoya Inoue. You know that sad story? Man, the night was going so good. I was talking shit to this little Japanese dude. Then all of a sudden he showed up on fight night and he took off his shirt and he started glowing. And I was like, you didn't tell me that he's Super Saiyan. And then it was too late. I was soon forgot what I was doing. I was in there trying to survive. And before I knew it, I was looking up at the lights. And somebody was putting a flashlight in my eye. And they were asking me questions like, you know what date it is, son? You know where you're at? What planet are you on? Bro. Like, it's the same story with all his fighters. You know, they soon find out. Junto, Junto started fighting stronger, and a lot of people started saying that Junto started stepping to Naoya Inoue in the later rounds. And then why didn't he fight like that in the beginning half of the fight? And what I have to say to that is this. When he decided to take chances and attack Naoya Inoue and do that pressure, he got his orbital bone broken. That was the price he paid for doing what you... Oh, why didn't you do that earlier? He would have did that. He would have got his orbital bone broken in the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round, according to you wanting him to pressure him. Because when he did finally pressure him and he took chances, Naoya Inoue cracked his orbital bone. And he was drove in the hospital and in the ambulance to the hospital to get surgery the same night they fought. And he's been healing from that injury ever since. To the people that say, oh, Junto was stepping to Naoya Inoue and he should have fought like that in the beginning. Yeah, I know. You're just talking out of emotion. You're not realizing, like, the situation. That was the price he paid for doing what you asked. According to you, you'd probably get Junto's both his orbital bones fractured, sending them in Naoya. Oh, just you're doing great. No, they had to be patient. They had to wait for their time, and then Junto had to take a chance. He took a chance, and that was the price he paid for it. I'm just saying. What's up, guys? What are you guys talking about down here? Bob Jack, what up? Robert Garcia is milking the cow. What? He waited until Inoue getting old. Of course. Of course. Yo, do you blame him? Do you blame Robert Garcia? You're trying to get your guy some advantages. Bro, you are fighting the best pound for pound fighter in the world. And if the world doesn't view your fighter as that, then you don't got the best. You got Bam Bam Rodriguez, arguably the third or the fourth. He's like the third or the fourth pound for pound best fighter in the world. But Naoya Inoue is the number one. And it's for a reason. So, yo, stretch it out a little. Try to age him a little, and for as long as you could. But it's going to be your young fighter's biggest payday. If you let Naoya Inoue leave, everybody else you fight, you'll just stand to make that regular money. Okay? If you fight him and you get that big bag, when you go back down, all that regular money's still going to be there. The opportunity is going to be the opportunity that you missed. No one in the bantamweight history has ever been bringing bags to the bantamweight fights like Naoya Inoue. That's the opportunity. See, the risk is worth the stretch. You might get stretched out, right? But it's worth it. You're gonna have to fight 5, 6 fights to make that money you're gonna make on that one night with him. And after, if you were to lose or win, because I don't count Bam Bam out, he has a chance of winning this, right? If he was to lose or win, right? If he was to lose, worst case scenario, you got 5 times the amount of money you would have ever got. And those guys you stood to fight, they're still gonna be there. You let Naoya Inoue go up to 126, he's gone. Now you would have to chase him. 2 more weight divisions and already 3 that you climbed from your natural weight division at 115. Now you're setting them up for failure. If you want to give them a real chance, buckle down and fight them at 122. Because your guy, I'm worried about your guy doing too much. 122 is right there. So go there, fight him. If you lose, you lose. You're still going to fight these guys. But if he leaves and you don't fight him, you're going to have to fight 10 more fights to get that money. Because you got to get the 5 for the money you would have made and 5 where you would have been because, you know what I mean? Of wasted time. You'll never catch up. So for dollars and cents, you know, Bam Rodriguez got into boxing and he started a family. He has kids to provide for now. It's worth the risk. The money is worth the risk. He stands a chance to actually beating Naoya Inoue. What if he beats him, bro? Now we're talking 2 massive paydays. And what if Bam Bam's Naoya Inoue's kryptonite? Out of all the styles we seen that dominant champion, it was just like, you know what I'm saying? Virgil Hill. Like, he was rocking everybody. And then for him, oh my God, to come out and beat him like Mayoga, for him to be the guy to beat him, it was like Rolly beating fucking Devin Haney. It literally was like the equivalence of that. And sometimes, and he didn't beat him once, he beat him twice, right? It was just, no. Virgil Hill beat Shane Mosley twice. right? That's the one he beat twice that I remember. He beat him twice. Shane Mosley beat everybody, but he just couldn't beat him. What if he ends up being his kryptonite, beats him twice, 2 bags, and then stays with all the gold? Jesus Christ. Now, that would be the best case scenario for the Mexicans, now, wouldn't it? I guess so, right? That would be like the best case scenario. So, definitely like, you sit here and you fantasize about these fights and outcomes and stuff. But this fight is going to be very intriguing. I want to see the approach that Bam Bam Rodriguez is going to do to Naoya Inoue. And I can tell you right now, he's got a good trainer in Robert Garcia, and he has a good student. Bam Bam Rodriguez is smart enough to know that that shit is not going to work with this fighter. He's going to prepare and train different. He's going to have a good strategy. I'm just eager to see which one it is. How's it going to play out, and how does it match up well against the Japanese fighter? Because I know Robert Garcia and them have been in the lab for a very long time, and they've had their eye on this guy for a very long time, and the possibility of one day meeting up. And it just might happen. This fight, I'm not officially saying that the fight is sketched in stone and that we're going to get it. There's a lot of rumors going around, and it sure the hell looks like it, because when the champ himself, see, I like when I bring things up that the fighter themselves say, because you can't say round one, you're making this up. No, on X, go to Naoya Inoue's page. It's right there. He says it. He's staying in the division. And like, we all know who he's talking about. We all know he's talking about Bam. So, because that's the only fight that can keep him there. There's no other fight there that can intrigue. Name me a fight that he's talking to. Yeah, I'm going to stay at 122. Guess who it is? Like who? And John Casamera, the WBO, they done fucked around and gave him the number 4 ranking in 122, because they updated it, because remember he beat Luis Pantera Nari, and it was like the ranking didn't move. I found that funny. Now John Casamera, he back on the scene. He number 4. So, as far as everybody else ranked in Naoya Inoue's, I don't ever see him fighting Sam Goodman. You saw what happened when Naoya Inoue's team tried to put not 1 but 2 fights, actually 3 fights. If I'm being honest, it was actually. Wait, let's break down the situation. Naoya Inoue knocks out Luis Pantera Nari. Sam Goodman jumps in the ring. He challenges Naoya Inoue, and he looks him in the face and he says, listen, I'm the IBF WBO number 1 ranked opponent and mandatory to your belts. Don't duck me. I want to fight you next. Naoya Inoue looked him right in the face and said, okay, you're next. He started stuttering like a little, and the next day, a couple days later, his promotional team came out. Well, Sam Goodman is not going to fight Naoya right away. We need a tune-up fight. Fight number 1. We needed a tune-up fight where he broke one hand and fractured the other. Where he fought some guy that was like rank fucking, I don't know, 100 or some shit, right? I forget who the guy's name was. So that's fight number 1 that he stalled out, because he jumped in the ring and challenged Naoya Inoue and said, don't duck me, and went and took another fight. Right? And then Naoya Inoue was left to fight who was the fighter that came in? No. How did it go? 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 Hold on. Okay. So what happened was he had fought Luis Pantera Nari. CJ Doheny steps in because Sam Goodman took another fight. So TJ Doheny was the guy that raised his hand and said, Naoya Inoue, I'll fight you. The WBA boosted his ranking, gave him like a number 2 spot because he was a former world champion. Naoya Inoue says, all right, I was scheduled to fight Sam Goodman, but he backed out of the fight and took another fight. Then so Naoya Inoue fights TJ Doheny. So no. Back shit up. Back it up. Back it up. That's not how it went. All right. It went like this. TJ Doheny jumps in the ring, challenges to fight him. Naoya Inoue says yes. Leading into the fight, I mean, not TJ Doheny. Sam Goodman said yes. Leading into the fight with Sam Goodman opts out to fight somebody else, which throws off Naoya Inoue's schedule, right? And then once Naoya Inoue was like, Sam Goodman had pulled out, Naoya Inoue still wanted to fight. He didn't want to wait for Sam Goodman because that's what Sam Goodman's people try to do. They try to see if Naoya Inoue would stay on the shelf and get lazy a little, and then they would come in and fight him. But so, because what happened was, after he had that fight that he fractured his hands, he wasn't going to be ready within the time. After the fight he took that he broke both his hands there, Sam Goodman, he wasn't going to be ready for the time frame for the Naoya Inoue fight. So in between time, he took the TJ Doheny fight. That's how it happened. Then when he took the TJ Doheny fight, he knocks out TJ Doheny. They reschedule the Sam Goodman fight. They rescheduled the Sam Goodman fight. I think it was like a couple 10 days, 12 days, some shit like that, out from the fight or some shit. And Sam Goodman suffers a cut mysteriously in sparring, which is pretty ironic that you can get a cut with that bar on your face. How the hell it got in, I don't know. But that was kind of amazing, right? So he gets a cut on his face, and then in that process, wait. Okay, yeah. He gets the cut. They gave him 30 days. They gave Sam Goodman 30 days to heal the eye cut. With leading into the second fight, the second day thing, he suffered a second cut, a second head clash or whatever it was. And then Yi Young Kim came in on 10 days notice. That's how I remembered it. So Yi Young Kim comes in on 10 days notice to save the fight. And Sam Goodman came in to save the fight because Sam Goodman pulled out of that one too. So all those problems with Sam Goodman, the threatening to fight me, don't duck me, then not fighting me, then taking a tune-up, breaking both your hands, then rescheduling the fight, then cutting your eye not once but twice, and then failing to show up to the fight. I don't think he ever fights Sam Goodman because of that whole ordeal that he did with his entire camp. I don't think they want to do business with him. I don't think Sam Goodman is good money. Although I like when Sam Goodman did go up and fight Nick Ball. Like I when he fought, he almost beat that man. He almost beat him. You know what I mean? So I like when he fought him. I like that fight. But as you can see, he didn't even have enough to beat him. Brandon Figueroa fucking put him out the ring. He put him in fucking the he punched him into oblivion, man. He was just out the side the ring. It was crazy. Sebastian Hernandez said when he sparred Inoue, he was skilled that Inoue knew when and where to hit him. No matter what Sebastian did, Inoue would find ways to hit him. That's the problem. Naoya Inoue is not his arsenal is one of the biggest arsenals in all of boxing. Like for example, a lot of people had a lot to say about Rolly Teo. And I felt like by the sixth round, Rolly had threw every punch he knows how to throw. His arsenal was limited. He only knows how to throw certain punches. The jab, this, that overhand shot. He'll try to sneak it one like that's his arsenal. He ain't throwing out no jab like this, peeling, hitting, body shot, side shovel, this way. He ain't doing all those kind of punches. He don't got the punch selection Naoya Inoue has. Naoya Inoue has already learned about, like I tell you, the human body, the way the human body moves, torques. No matter what you do, cause and effect, entry points. The beginning of every process, you work your way in with your jab and you start your entry point. When you get there, what are you going to do? What was the combination you were looking for? Naoya Inoue would throw two punches upstairs. Neither of those punches meant anything. They were diversion punches to get you to go like this. By the time you go like this, he done snapped you on your side. Now your body went like this. So you bent your knees and that uppercut comes in the inside and straightens you right out. Once he straightens you right out, typically that straight right is going to hit you, and that's when you're going to be really hurt. You're going to shell up and you're going to try to get away from him. Then he's going to step like this, and you know that Naoya Inoue lip thing he got? He goes like this. You're going to see that little lip go like this. And you're going to know the end is near, because that's the last image you're going to see before you see a couple flashes and you're going to be laid bro. He's nasty, man. He is. And people have, he went the 12-round distance with the last few fighters. And you got to think that like, oh man, round one, he ain't knocking out dudes. Look, he went the distance. No, there are guys that are pretty skilled that know how to survive. That just means Naoya Inoue was trying to do his part. He was fighting the guy. And if you notice, everybody that went the distance with him, what is the same thing they got in common? They kept going backwards all night. Alan David Picasso, MJ, and Junto all basically copy and printed how to survive against Naoya Inoue. Just don't get this close and keep moving this. You can get a moral victory. But you actually didn't fight him. You survived them. None of those guys are on record for actually, except Junto. Junto did good. He did better than the other guys. MJ didn't do shit. Alan David Picasso, he was tricky to hit because Naoya tried to come in and David made him pay for it. Pop, pop, pop. And Naoya was like, he's not that stupid. I can only go so far with him until he opens up. Unless the fighter opens up and starts to exchange punches, within the exchanges is where the violence occurs. If you're just surviving and you're strong enough to take the punches, but you're not exchanging to create opportunity, fighting opportunities, well, then you're just surviving. Just because you survived the 12 rounds, okay, you were smart enough, strong enough to do that. And you figured out how to do it with him. You know how to do it? Don't fight him as much. Don't engage and don't trade with him. hit and move, stick and move, get one or two punches in, never throw the third against him, and you can survive against the monster. And if you got a good chin. But did you beat him? Did you win any rounds against him? Any rounds? You're just surviving, bro. These guys are not standing up to him. All the boxers I actually saw him that actually boxed him. Shout out to like the Maloney, Jason Maloney. Yo, that dude really tried to box Naoya Inoue, bro. And he didn't give up on himself. And he was just outgunned. Naoya was beating him to the punch. But he did manage to knock the spit right out of Naoya Inoue's mouth. You saw all the spit come out like that, right? But as Naoya Inoue was getting punched in the face and the spit was coming out of his mouth, Jason Maloney was going down over here in the camera. And he hit him. Naoya took that shot and went boom and dropped him. That's what I say about him. He knows he's going to get hit. He's okay with that. Okay, in order for me to be in position to hit you with enough torque, I can't block here because it's not going to give me, because my foot is over here. And your body should be going back this way. So the only way I can get there, where I can get enough leverage, I got to drop this hand like this, like that, and snap it. And his movement, because he needs his elbow to go like this, like from here to here, boom, and snap that way, right? That hand that actually moves will be this one. But you could probably do it like that, but I guess the movement would be a little bit more, and you're not going to be able to see your target. So typically your hand will be right here, so you can get that look over and you don't lose track of where he is. So, and in that regards, if the guy's smart enough, snappy enough, he's going to hit him with a shot. In a way, sometimes even less guys hit him with shots to give him false confidence. You ever notice that? He'll be in the and he'll just stand there one time, like he allowed Marlon Tapales to hit him. He stood there and allowed Stephen Kubo Fulton to hit him, and he would pressure against, and he allowed him to hit him like this. And he gave them like false confidence, like, all right, maybe he's slowing down. Let me throw with him. Shoot, shoot. And no, he's not. And bang, bang, he's going to make you pay. I think Bam Rodriguez is definitely going to have his moments. This fight can go a lot of ways. I think it goes the distance, 12 rounds. I think Naoya Inoue is going to, it might just go the 12 rounds. I think Bam Bam's smart enough, crafty enough that if he had to, he's got what it takes. He'll be able to survive Naoya Inoue's onslaught. And if Naoya Inoue's not careful, he's not going to be able to pressure Bam Rodriguez like that, because that comes with a price. You pressure Bam like that, Naoya Inoue, and if he clips you right, dog, you might be doing stanky legs. And if you get up and your legs are not with you, Bam's going to jump on you. Remarkable. Naoya Inoue seems to have great recuperating powers. When Luis Pante, I swear to God, to this day, he hits anybody else, anybody in that weight division with that punch, he knocks him out. Somehow, Naoya Inoue didn't get knocked out by that punch. Somehow he got up, his legs were still underneath him. He was still strong. When Romar Cardenas knocked him out in Vegas, I saw his motherboard fucking short circuit. Naoya Inoue, when he got hit so hard that he flinched in the air. He got hit. He like paused him. He went, like, Naoya Inoue was on the attack. He was chasing him. He went to throw that, and then all of a sudden, boom! Roman just stopped, braced, and hooked. And boom, he hits him, and Naoya went, and it looked like he glitched. He went, and he just collapsed. No sooner that he collapsed, he was back on his feet after an 8 count, and he was circling out, and he was fighting Roman Cardenas. He made the adjustments. He never landed that punch for the rest of the fight, and he brutalized that man. He has like great recoup. Like, yo, The gods really gave him a lot of gifts to Naoya Inoue, and he just exploited them. He worked on them, and he sharpened the gifts that the gods gave him. You know, he could have been a talented fighter no matter what, but without that training and those hours of repetition, he would have never been the fighter he is today. No, no. He is the true definition when talent meets coaching at its elite level and what you can apply to it with your discipline and dedication. That's the kind of fighter you have the potential to make. You know, there's no telling where his career would be had not the corona epidemic ever occurred in his time. You give Naoya Inoue those 2 years again back, he probably would have already been at 126. The Jesse Bam Rodriguez fight would have already happened. The Junto fight would have already happened. He'd already be at 126 right now, had it not been for that corona epidemic. Yeah, from day one, he never slowed down. He fought 4 or 5 times a year when he was a kid. Naoya Inoue. And I think that Jesse Bam Rodriguez, man, he would have been where would Jesse Bam Rodriguez be without that 2 years corona shit? Where would he be? You know, he like that affected a lot of sports and fights and stuff like that. And these guys' careers. It's unfortunate during their reign, they had to experience this thing. And it really like affected a lot of situations in boxing. It really did. A lot of these guys' reigns would have been a little bit better, I think. You know? Yeah, and Las Vegas would have still been popping. It wouldn't have been a ghost town now. And I would have. The corona epidemic is what killed Vegas. Straight up killed it. Yup. 2 years without being able to fight. Everybody just kick cold turkey gambling. And there's like, all right, we don't need these things. Let's just keep our money. We got to buy another subscription to watch another TV show. And the subscription people and the internet took all the Vegas money. Go figure, right? But I think that Bam Rodriguez, man, ultimately needs to really think about taking this fight now. As far as legacy and daring to be great, this is a part of it. This is a part of your job. Sometimes your job requires you to take ultimate risk and ultimate chances for ultimate rewards. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that he deserves this fight, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. He deserves the right to share the ring with a fighter like Naoya Inoue. Yes, he does. He's more than qualified. He's more than capable. And this is boxing, right? Anything can happen in a match. He can clip Naoya Inoue and walk away with everything. Now, can't he? And if anybody, I believe, can get it done, is Jesse Bam Rodriguez. I don't think he gets it done the regular way, like he fought Estrada and those guys, and I really don't. It won't serve him. But Jesse Bam Rodriguez got other things. You know, he's a really good fighter. He doesn't need that to fight Naoya Inoue. You can guarantee on one thing. Naoya Inoue is going to step to you. Focus on that. Focus on the fight. Plan for you. For the fight in your head, the fight's only 6 rounds. Plan to fight him for 6 rounds. Then the next 6 rounds, switch it up. You can't do the same thing in front of Naoya Inoue too long. You can't come out round by round like that. I would have wanted him to fight 1, 2, and 3 one way, 4, 5, and 6, but that's how you fight a lesser opponent, not an elite fighter like Naoya Inoue. You can't play around with him, and I wouldn't suggest it. I would suggest do that same shit for 6 rounds. Why? Because the first half of the fight, I wouldn't let Naoya Inoue get into allow him to get into his cadence, allow him to like flow. I would do a lot of punching, grabbing. I know that clinching is illegal, but let the referee do his job. Don't clinch in everything because you don't want to bring the heat to you. You got to know when to do it, when and where. And then the Bam Rodriguez has got to like not punch with Naoya. Don't punch with him. Sometimes do it, but a lot of feints. Try to get him to react. When you see that he's about to like step forward and start his combination, like try to like disrupt that. At least keep him guessing. And then at times, don't make him don't bluff. Throw your shot, bang, 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 and then do it again and throw your shot again. And then the third time, don't throw it. Fake it, and he's gonna come, and you slide back, pop, 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 slide back, and then boom, get in position. Don't be lazy on your defense, and don't throw any lazy jabs. Everything you throw, it doesn't have to be necessarily hard. No, it's not usually the hard punch that hurts you anyway. It's kind of like the one you don't see. It's you like them. It's you know when the coach tells you don't go looking for the knockout. The reason why they tell you that because there's been thousands of boxing matches I've seen, like Tank Davis when he hit Rolly. They said, Tank, man, you set him up, you hit him. Tank goes, no, I didn't even hit him that hard. I just hit him just to like cut, but I was trying to get out of the way. I was trying to slip underneath the punch, hit him, and then slip underneath. But the right momentum from your opponent, the way Rolly was coming forward, his momentum clashing into the sudden stop of Tank's fist is what the impact. It wasn't powerful. It was precise. And it was on the button. Put his lights out. I can't tell you how many times I've been in fights myself that I dropped dudes. I didn't knock them completely out, but dropped them with mediocre punches that I thought that was the punch I was going to hit him to start the action. Right? I would pop and slide to the, I was going to slide to the step, and I went pop and he went down. So I just played it off. Yeah. That, you know that power? What, like, bro? No, I didn't. Sometimes it happens. And when I try to knock a dude out, I hit him. Bobby, yeah, what's up? Damn. Fuck. I'm like, I actually try to hit this one. But, yeah, it's happened. It's not a punch that I thought was going to do so much damage. I like, and, my knuckle, I don't know why. I try to convince myself that my knuckles are pointed or something, but a lot of times I hit dudes, I split them open. Like a lot. Like I've hit dudes in their chin and split their chin like this from straight shots, and it split their chins like that. Yes, I've snapped this part of people's nose right here. A whole bunch of eyes. Cheekbones right here. My roommate's cheekbone, I broke it, and his shit popped out like that. So I always said to when the people ask me what, I was like, man, my knuckles must be pointing. I don't think that anymore now. I think I just understood something about fighting instinctively, and when I look back at it, I was just hitting dudes what I like the way I was taught, and I was hitting them with my knuckles and shit. Look at the teeth. You can see that shit right there? Yeah. I had a lot of tubes. I had a bad habit of punching people in the mouth. Then this incident one time stopped all that shit. That shit with my mom, where I hit the dude and his teeth came out, and she gave him the jar back to the dude. But when I went to the hospital for that, What stopped me from punching dudes in the mouth was that situation. In fact, right, when I went to the hospital, right, I try to lie. I went to the hospital the next town over. It's what I did. And I went there and I went in there, a couple of my friends and shit and an adult and shit. And I was an adult too anyway, you know what I'm saying? But like he had like the beard and shit. I looked like I was 12 my whole life, right? So fucking I go in there and what I told the guy was the doctor when it was my turn, he started putting the needle inside my hand to numb it. And he asked me, How'd you suffer the injury? I said, Man, you know what? I was out there ice skating. It was wintertime this time. I was out there playing hockey puck with the orange puck. I was lying. I wasn't playing no fucking hockey puck, right? And I said I ended up running into one of the guys that had a face mask, and I hit it with my hand because I was swinging the stick. I told him, and I busted my hand on his face mask. So he goes, Oh, so you busted your hand on his face mask. He says, Okay, so thank God it was his face mask so I could sew your hand completely up. And I was like, Why? What do you mean by that? He said, Oh, because if you punch somebody in the mouth and I was to sew your hand up, the infection is going to stay inside your hand and your hand's going to blow up like this and you could probably lose your hand. But thank God you didn't punch nobody in the mouth and you hit them in the mask. So I could sew it all up because it's a separate, different procedure had you punch somebody in the mouth. I would have to leave spaces so the pus can come out. And I looked at him, I was like, well, maybe after it could have went straight up into, you could see from the mask, it could have went around the mask, inside the mask, and hit his face. Now that I think about it, it might have hit him in the Yo, he looked at me, the doctor. I looked at him. I was like, I punched him in the mouth. He was like, all right. And he did 3 stitches. He put one like that, left the space, put the other one, left the space like that. And he said when the infection comes through, just wipe it. He said leave it and it's gonna come through. And they gave me antibiotics and shit. But he didn't write it down on the report that I guess. I don't know. Maybe he did when I left. Never stuck around, you know what I mean? That fake ass name I gave, yo, it was crazy. Back in the day, you could do that. Now you can't do that like that, right? But I was younger and shit. But yeah, he was like, well, and I was like, and he started to say, you know how they say the dog's mouth is the cleanest? He was like, well, humans, bacteria in human mouth is worse than a dog's. So he was like, I wouldn't want to sew that into your hand. He was naming he was saying a whole bunch of shit about the the cons of hitting somebody in the mouth. I suggest not to do it. Yeah, he had me shook. I was like, well, it was a possibility I could have. So yeah. But look, anyway, um, just technique is essential when you got 2 guys like this, man, that top of the food chain. You're gonna have essentially 2 top pound for pound fighters meeting. Junto and Naoya Inoue were pound for pound fighters at the exact same time, and they were both undefeated, and they were both multiple division world champions when they met. I think Bam Rodriguez is going to be placed higher on the pound for pound list when he meets Naoya Inoue. Higher than Junto, I should say. That's who I'm comparing him to. You know what I mean? So in that aspect, yes, he's going to be placed higher. So, look, I don't know which way you see this fight, but I would love to talk more to you guys about this. But right now, the food just got here and everything, so I got to get downstairs and we'll talk more. We'll talk later on, probably later on tonight. See if Frontline wants to go on, and we'll jump on and we'll all chop it up, guys. You know what I'm saying? What are you guys saying here? Let me go all the way up. You talking about Vernon Foster. Vernon Foster. Did I say Hill? I said Vernon Hill. Did I miss? Now that I'm thinking about it, right? I'm thinking, yeah, it was Vernon Foster. His coach was Hill, right? Was I messing that up? I got too much boxing in my head. Way too much boxing. As soon as I saw the name, I was like, wait, and now I could hear myself saying it. Were you saying Virgin? Yeah, oh my God. I was mixing the fighter and the trainer together. Ah, that's when you know you had to, that's why I got to eat. I'm hungry. My brain wasn't working, guys. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, low key. What? Yeah, he is coming back. Yeah. And he'll be fighting Hernandez. Yeah, on the undercard. Yeah. Yep. Didn't Inoue get his broken by Nonito? Nonito Donati broke Naoya Inoue's orbital bone in the second round. In the second round. The irony about that fight when both men look back and they told their story, I watched their little documentary. It's not like a documentary, but they sat down and they talked about the fight. And Nonito Donati told his side of the fight, and Naoya Inoue told his side of the fight. And they interviewed both the guys, and they were there, and they told all the adversity and the problems and the struggles in the fight and this and that. So quickly, when they got to the second round and they got to the conversation that Nonito Donati fractured Naoya Inoue's bone, orbital bone, and what happened was, ironically, the story came out that in fact Naoya Inoue as a kid sparred with Nonito Donati. He was in the gym sparring in the same buildings, whether or not they shared the ring together and this and that. And there was certain things that Naoya Inoue saw about Nonito Donati, and he thought at 19 years old, maybe one day I'll face him. But the two things he took from Nonito Donati, in fact, was the left check hook that Donati throws. Naoya Inoue said, I'm stealing that. And he asked him to show him, what do you do? And Donati, as a fighter at the time, Naoya Inoue was like 18, 17 years old at this time. And Donati told him, look, you throw the check hook like this. Lo and behold, one day they fought against each other. The other thing that's amazing about that fight is when Nonito Donati himself suffered a similar injury in a fight, his orbital bone was broken. What did Nonito Donati do in the fight when it happened to him first? I'll tell you what he did. He improvised. He couldn't see straight. He was seeing blurry figures. So Nonito went like this. And he blocked his eye and he saw the guy. And then when the guy got closer that he knew he was going to, then he would exchange. It didn't matter how he saw him. He was basically keeping track with this eye and going off instinct. And then back, he would protect the eye. He would block it like this. It wasn't that he was protecting it from a punch, but if he went like that, now it fucked up his vision. So he blocked it so that he could see him. And he didn't check out the fight. Lo and behold, who studied that tape? Naoya Inoue. He said it was like one of his best memories in the fight. So much, in fact, that on the day they met, Naoya Inoue suffered the orbital bone fracture. Guess where he went? You ever see those movies where the student thinks back to the master and the training? That's what fucking happened to Naoya Inoue. Sat back in the corner and it was like, ee! And he thought of the video of Nonito Donaire covering his eye because his father kept telling Naoya Inoue, what do you see? He says, I see three of them, Dad. His dad said, hit the one in the middle. He went out there. He didn't block his eye. He didn't have that much success. He came back to the corner. Naoya Inoue literally remembered the moment Nonito Donaire went like this. And guess what he did? Go back and watch the fight. Naoya Inoue does just like this. And fights Nonito Donaire just like that. And the lesson he learned about being tough, not checking out of the fight, not looking for a way how to win while you're compromised. And Naoya Inoue learned that lesson from Nonito Donaire. He learned that lesson from him. And lo and behold, life told him, you think you know about that lesson? Well, let's see how you do when I put you in it. And go. He won the fight. He won the fight. Talk about learning something new, and then the day comes where you got to use that skill. I hope you can get on your crouching tiger, hidden dragon on the day that shit where what you were practicing, and I hope whatever you were practicing on or whatever you were fantasizing about, you have the ability to pull it off. Because Naoya Inoue, he was in a lot of trouble in that fight. You went 10 more rounds with a fractured orbital bone and a guy punching you in that round for 10 rounds? For 10 rounds. And then it was visible, right? Because maybe Nonito Donaire didn't know it was fractured. But fuck, he had the cut. And I was going to target the cut just because it's a cut. If I keep popping you in your face and that cut go like this and the ref stops the fight, I win the belt. Do you think Nonito Donaire was not targeting that cut for the remaining of the 10? That's all he was shooting at. And guess what? It wasn't just a cut. It was a fractured orbital bone. Might have like bruised it in the first punch, and 10 more rounds of punching it probably snapped. I don't know, but I do know one thing. Naoya Inoue never looked for a way out. He never had that look on his face where he was like, this is slipping away from me. Like concern or fear. You could see it in some fighters. Not Naoya Inoue. Every second in that fight, he was trying to fight and he was trying to stop Nonito. He actually dropped him in the fight. I think they gave him extra time. I'm not going to bring that up. I've talked about it a lot. You know how I feel about it. But Nonito Donaire, so far for me, gave Naoya Inoue the best fight he's ever had. The best fight. The 2 times he's been knocked down, those fights are not close fights. The Luis Pantera Nari fight, it wasn't a close fight. The Roman Cardenas fight was not a close fight. They were both one-sided events. The only thing that happened, both of them scored a knockdown, and they had a moment. They won the round, 10-8 round, but they had a moment with Naoya Inoue. Nonito Donaire had a fight with Naoya Inoue. He's the most competitive fighter that brought it to Naoya Inoue and had the best skill and understanding of the fight game, that he fought a young Naoya Inoue. And Naoya Inoue beat him twice. And brutally knocked him out and stopped him the second time in the second round. But Nonito Donaire's got my vote. Till this day, no one has fought Naoya Inoue like Nonito Donaire. Junto, he, like I said, he had attributes. Nonito Donaire was the same size as Naoya Inoue. Just like Bam Rodriguez. The fight's gonna look something like that. Like that. No, Bam got the opportunity to showcase that he can do a bit better than Nonito Donati, but I still think it's going to be the same outcome. Yeah, I don't think Bam can beat him. And I don't think Bam can beat him because of the fact that he's not fighting Bam in his natural weight division. Had he been fighting Bam Rodriguez in his natural weight division, I would be feeling way different about this fight. I would be feeling way different. At 122, that's not 115 Bam Rodriguez. Unfortunately, no. No. He's not going to look like that. And he's not going to be the best version of himself. That's what I think. That's my opinion. Bam can prove me wrong. He can shut up all the critics, all the doubters, everybody. He can go in there and fuck it. And that would be a sight to behold now, wouldn't it? That would be amazing. And can you say rematch? So, I mean, that fight, this fight is so amazing. So I'm intrigued about this fight, this matchup. It's worth talking about. It's worth asking for. When we talk about the best fighting the best, there you go. There you go. That's the definition of that shit right there. And then, we see where, what's happening recently with Devin Haney. I'm not sure when the next time he's going to be in the ring. So Javante Davis said he's taking the rest of the year off. I don't know what the fuck that guy's doing. We got Ryan Garcia, Connor Ben, at least they're fighting, and Rolly and Teal just fought. Shakur Stevenson's name. Oh, he's a Zuffa fighter now, right? That says it all. Says it all right there. Where are we going? We need this kind of smoke. That Jesse Bam Rodriguez and Naoya Inoue is going to kick off 2027 in the right direction. I promise you that much. I promise you that much. Because in 2026, right after he packs up Bam Bam Rodriguez, I'm sorry, homeboy, he's going to pack you up. As soon as he packs him up, he's going to go to 126. And now we're going to see if he's serious about trying to get that 3 division. Yeah. 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 And that'll be awesome to see. 2027 is going to be a pretty interesting year for the man. I don't know, man, if he could unify all 4 belts one at a time. He fights 4 times a year, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Right? And if one of these guys were to fucking fight each other and unify, none of them want to fight each other. What the hell's been going on at 126? When's the last unification champion we had at 126? Who was it? Who's the last can anybody answer that? The last? Jesus Christ. When was... Oh, Naoya Inoue. No, at 126. Sorry. What am I saying? I already got him winning all the belts. And when you need to go down and eat something right now. Yeah, my brain is shutting off. That's a sign. That's a sign. I already got him winning all 126 belts. I gotta go eat. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when I don't eat, I'll fumble things. And I'm sitting here trying to correct myself and shit. So listen, fight fans, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please do me a favor, hit the like buttons, drop your comments. I'll catch up to all your comments. I'll read them when I can put on my magnifying glasses and read them and not feel some kind of way about you guys laughing, because this is all I got. And I got to go like that to see them. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm blind as a bat. I apologize. That's why my boy Frontline be up here. You know what I'm saying? Or if he's not up here tonight, if one of you guys want to come up, be part of the Round One Sports Talk as a guest, read off the chats, talk with me as, and help me as Frontline comes back. You know what I'm saying? Then I encourage you to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'll go on tonight and I'll drop the link if one of you guys want to help me out with that. You know what I mean? Read the chats while I talk and stuff, and because it's better that way. So that I can read all you guys' chats. But I'm not just gonna. Even squinting my eyes, it doesn't work for me. I like go like that. Nah, I'm usually guessing what the word is by this point. But like I said, I'm gonna go get that checked out, man. You know. It's all right, fight fans. Have a great day, and I gotta go eat. Love yourselves. Listen, guys, hit that like button for me.